Yo, Nancy. What's challenging about bringing the script to life?
I think it's finding that sometimes you have to find like yourself within a character, and a lot of people can confuse that with like playing a part. So when you bring a script to life, I think you have to put a piece of yourself in it. Otherwise, it's just going to seem fake and it's going to look like you're wearing a mask when really you just want to be playing yourself as this person instead of this person and then you underneath.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense, definitely. Why did you want to be involved in this production?
I just thought it sounded really interesting. I really like the character. I really like the idea of all these opposing personalities coming together and finding common ground.
Do you know who the author of the book is?
No.
What character are you playing?
Nicole.
Nicole. What's the biggest challenge about taking on this role?
I guess because she comes from like a wealthy background, doesn't she? And I know I sound a bit posh, but I'm really not. It's just like having been taught to be well spoken from like acting school and stuff. So trying to find that sort of I think arrogance that comes with a higher level of class or wealth is probably going to be the biggest challenge.
Besides yourself, which actor in this production is going to blow people away?
Oh, it's hard to tell. I'm trying to think of the other names of the characters now. I can remember I think the popular one, he's got a bit of a mean side to her.
Okay.
There is a character like that, isn't there? I'm not making this up.
Manipulative sort of side to her?
Yeah.
Kimmy,
yeah,
Okay.
because I love a villain, you know, and I think that would be really cool. Especially in a friendship group, you always need someone who's a bit cheeky, a bit naughty.
Yeah. So why did you apply for Nicole more than the Kimmy?
I thought Nicole, basically I haven't played a role like Nicole before, so I thought I've played the villain quite a few times, so I can't lie. But I thought Nicole would be quite nice because she's popular, she's sweet, but she's also got this like rich bitch kind of attitude.
Jokes. What makes a good scene partner?
Having chemistry, I think. Not being afraid to play with each other. Like I think learning the lines should always be the first step that you get out of the way, and then whatever comes afterwards needs to be organic, that you can find, that you can play. If someone's got an idea in their head about how they want to play a scene and they refuse to try anything else, I think that can really be damaging to a scene.
Yeah.
Whereas if...
Pretty boring.
Exactly, boring. Whereas if you find two people and they're just like, you know what, let's try as many things out as possible, because you want to give the director and the people watching it as much flavour and difference as you possibly can.
Want them to believe it, basically.
Exactly. Because if you have a conversation over and over again, it's going to be the same thing every time, isn't it?
True. If you could play any other character in the show, who would it be?
It would be the Kimmy.
Kimmy.
Yeah. She sounds like fun.
If your life was a book, who could play you in a movie?
Oh, that's so good. That's such a good question. That's too hard. Why would you do this to me? I can't even think. Who can I think of? I really like Gemma Mackey.
Gemma Mackey. What's she starred in?
She's in Sex Education, and I've been told I look a bit like her.
Okay.
So it's a perfect role.
Well, I don't think I've seen it. So that Netflix show.
It's the Netflix show. She's just really.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've seen it.
Yeah, she's French as well, isn't it?
No, I don't think she's French.
The
Oh, you
show?
talking? I don't think you. What one are you talking about? The posh one?
No, the really like edgy one with like the nose piercing, and she's like the main one in Sex Education.
Okay, I might think I know what you're talking about.
If I showed you a picture, you know,
yeah.
I think she's really talented, and I think she's got like, this really cool edginess to her that I want to try and be more like in real life.
When did you first perform?
When did I first perform?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, this is going to be really embarrassing. In my year 6, this isn't a professional performance, I'll tell you my first professional performance afterwards, but this one is very important as well. In my year 6 Christmas show, we did Cinderella, and I played an ugly stepsister.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why I fell in love with it, because there was a problem where the prince hadn't come on stage.
Yeah.
Okay, he was meant to come on stage, we were all going to swoon and fall in love with him, and he didn't come on stage in time. And so me, being the gifted, talented actress I am, improvised. And I don't know what I said, I was just making it up on the spot, but the whole audience laughed and they all thought it was the funniest thing ever. And I saved the scene and I was like, right, gonna be an actress.
I like that.
Yeah.
So you're somebody who puts input into things. You kind of mentioned that, like you want to do more to bring it to life more than just follow the scripture or improvise and make it more
100%.
exciting, so it's more believable.
Yeah, I think a lot of I'm not criticising directors, but I do think a lot of them come across with this idea that their idea is key, their idea is everything. But if they're working with actors and you're not giving them any room to experiment, then all you're going to get is just something stale that they don't have any energy or any love into, because you have to work together.
It's funny that you say that, because I've experienced mainly it's like actresses who don't, and actors who don't really put like input into things. They just follow it scriptly. They're just like kind of, I don't really want to say it, but to be honest, like vanilla and boring kind of a thing.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing.
It's more about
as well.
A paycheck. It seems more about a paycheck than it is about making something good, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm just here for the money. Let me get paid to the end. Get out of it. Like, people will tell you they want to be something. They want to be this. They want to be at this level. But when it actually comes down to the work, they're not really about it. It's just let me get paid and get home kind of a thing. You know.
I think that's more of a fair thing though, because you always want to have good connections, and sometimes people can confuse making a suggestion with critiquing. So say I said to a director, I really like what you're doing, but I think maybe we could, like, do you maybe want to try this idea I have or something like that? And I've heard many people get backlash from it. But I think when it comes to acting and creating artistic pieces, you just have to be fearless, because otherwise nothing's ever going to get made.
Okay, I like that. So book related question, so you probably won't know, but who is Kenko related to?
I don't know.
Did you read the first page? Did you receive the first page of the book?
I skimmed it, mate.
You skimmed it? Okay, then I'm going to ask, maybe you know, you might not know. What is Kenko drinking on the first page?
I don't remember. I feel like I'm doing a test. I'm sorry.
That's
I didn't do my homework.
GCSEs. Who is Blazin and what is his backstory? Okay, I'll leave the book. Okay.
Just get the book out. I love fantasy books. I can say that now. I literally am obsessed with them. Okay, I love them. I literally just finished reading a 400-page book in the space of 2 days.
You're Marvel, so I'm going to leave you over there and stick to my DC.
Right, I've obviously said the right thing already.
No, that's cool. Have you seen the previous brilliant masterful transcript?
No.
No, okay. Did you receive a clip of it? No?
Yeah, a small clip of it. It was a girl on her phone and she was on the bed, right? And then she was looking at it and speaking.
No, that's the first book, and this is now a new book.
Oh,
you didn't know?
okay.
You thought it was the same
No,
book?
I didn't know that. Yeah, I thought it was the same.
No, it's a new book.
Ah, very cool.
Why do you want to be in this project?
It sounds like a really interesting project. I think exploring friendships and stuff and camaraderie over such like different personalities and come together is really lovely. And those things would be really fun.
What types of projects are you looking to work on?
Ones where I can have influence on. Ones where I don't feel like, oh, here is some average looking brunette white girl with a chocolate in the mix, and then use her and then she'll be done and that's it. I want people to like know my name and say, oh, that's Nancy, she has some great ideas, let's work with her again. That's
very, very dope. I like that. I hope you stick to that.
I hope so too.
How would you describe your acting style?
My acting style?
Yeah.
I like to think of myself as a bit of a chameleon. So whatever like someone asks for me, I can do it. For example, I've done like improvisation, I've done children's theatre. Next week I'm in a short film that's all like verbatim. Do you know, where you have to literally copy every sound and movement and accent of someone.
Seriously?
Like it's I think that's probably the most challenging one I've done, because
that's crazy.
I don't like being constricted that much.
Yeah.
And next week I'm gonna have to I've got a 5-minute video that I have to memorise from start to finish. Every like little
Seriously.
like exhale, inhale, everything. So yeah, and I think of myself as a chameleon. Like whatever character you put in front of me, I'm gonna go at it. I'm gonna give it my all, because I don't believe in half-assing anything.
What is your dream role?
I want to be in like a big period sort of magical fantasy world thing. I'm just really about weird
mythological
stuff. Yeah, I want to be magical. I want to be in a magical role where I get to transform into this completely unworldly thing that I have no normal experience with. Like I want to be thrown into a world that's just so devoid from anything I'm used to, and I want to make that character so memorable, so fantastic that people will think, oh, that was insane, or she was really good. I should be like remembered for being a really good actor as well.
Sound like you want to be the genie.
Mm.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Super successful, really, really successful. Really just stupidly. I am like stupidly positive about my acting work. I believe that if I work on it every single day, if I work my arse off every day, then I'm going to get somewhere and I'm going to make something of myself because I believe I can, I believe I will, and I promised myself I would, so there's no going back now.
Where did you find the application for this job?
Mandy,
okay.
Yeah, I'm on that every day. I'm like, let me find a job.
Oh, jokes. It's funny though. It's funny because I've seen some people apply for like 2 different roles but through the same company that I don't think they know.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's crazy. If you couldn't be an actor, what would you be?
Homeless.
That's funny.
I'm not good at anything else.
Oh, jokes. What is your biggest accomplishment to date?
Like acting wise?
Anything, Rise.
Okay, I'm going to do an acting wise one because that's the topic we're on. I was in this amazing play at Theatre Beckham that went on for like 4 weeks. It was the biggest run of a play I've ever done, and I played this horrible, vicious, racist, disgusting character, and I've never hated a character I've played so much in my entire life. It was the worst thing ever. I'd come off stage and people would be like, I hated you, you were disgusting. And I'd come off stage and I'd be like, this is awful. And the whole
That sounds dope.
It was insane, and the whole play was based around like extremism.
Yeah.
And the play was literally called Extremism, and all about violence and paranoia and how you can be made to like just villainise your friends just due to fear, and how fear can manipulate you. And it was the most challenging role I've ever played, but I'm still proud of it because the message of that play was so important, and it needed a villain like my character. It needed that horrible, vicious, like cow of a person.
See, you sold it. I want to see it now. I really want to see it.
You should have come and seen it. It was so good.
I didn't know about it, but
it was
I'd like
so
to see it.
good. Honestly, it was amazing, and it was like, okay, so the whole play was about like extremism and stuff, and the head of a mosque, of an actual mosque, asked us to come and perform it inside the mosque.
Seriously, man.
Which was insane because the play itself was really like, it had a lot of negative stereotypes and Islamophobia in it, and so for this man to come out and come and say he was the head of the mosque, do you know what I mean, of his whole entire like area.
Yeah, that's crazy.
To come and say, this is what we need to educate people, this is what we want to see, this is amazing work, and you should be very proud of yourself. It's just like,
that's dope.
Done good.
So you're like a theatre girl. You like the live, being on theatre, just doing it live there and then.
I love theatre, I really do, but I think the future's in film, and I think it's a different sort of challenge. When you're in theatre, you can't miss a step. Everything has to be right. You have to be on top of your toes the whole time. Whereas I think the challenge with screen acting is that when you're in front of a screen, you have to find the momentum, you have to find the feeling, the energy with it every single time, with every single shot. You could be doing a shot for 2 hours, the same shot over and over again, and the trick is being able to still connect to your character with every single take. Because if they pick one take where you thought, oh, I didn't really like that one, you have no control over what take they're going to choose, so you just have to make sure you do the best one you can. Okay,
no. You're kind of blowing me away, I can't lie.
Nice, great.
What types of roles do you see yourself being cast in?
Well, my casting type, which is like what I normally get put for, is like the young daughter girl, the really boring like vanilla one, or I get to play like the edgy bully. What I want to play is a character who's actually not just one thing. I want to play someone two-dimensional who has layers, who is actually human, because too many times people want to see archetypes of the villain, of the daughter, of the mother, when really what you want is someone who could be.
Do you think look has a lot to do with that? People just judge you just off how you look, kind of a thing, so they always want to just put you in a role. Like.
I mean, when you look at me, what you see? Basic person. It's fine, I know I'm in blue mum jeans and top I got from New Look, it's okay, I'll accept it, but at the same time there's a lot of facets to my personality, and I think every character I try and take on has to reflect that as well.
You kind of told that once you started talking, it's very, very well. That's why you should never judge a book by its cover.
Exactly.
What's the hardest role you've played and how did you handle it?
The extremism one, 100%. Definitely, because it was just like, her morals were so completely out of whack, and I was just like blown away by how every other character in the play had a redeemable quality, had a moment where you saw their weakness, and it sort of provided the actor to make them redeemable in their mind. Whereas my character didn't have that in the play. So my job was to then go away, figure out who she was, find her backstory, and bring it to life. And even though on stage no one else saw it, I knew in my heart that, yeah, she was saying these horrible things, doing these things, but there was a reason. She wasn't necessarily a bad person. She wasn't actually this vindictive, evil person that I was playing her to be. She was just showing what she wanted them to see. Because underneath, everyone is human. Everyone has vulnerabilities and everyone has sensitivities. And even though the audience might not have seen that, I did. And that made it much easier for me to play her.
What's that the deepest film you've ever seen?
The deepest
yeah,
film
what you've
I've
watched
ever
and
seen.
thought it was very, very deep. Like deepest character. Who comes to mind?
Oh, the Joker.
The Joker, seriously.
I'm being basic. I'm going to
Yeah.
get the Joker.
I can't lie, I still haven't seen it, you know. It's kind of bad. I don't know, everyone keeps saying that to me. I haven't
You
watched
can't
it.
make
I know.
films and stuff and not see
I know, I've not seen
the
the Joker, I know. I know, it's crazy. I ain't got around to it, but I definitely need to watch it.
So good. I would definitely recommend just the acting and just you just see his mentality and his positivity decay, and it's just heartbreaking.
Would you say it's better than the last guy who did the Joker?
Yes, Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Oh my god, insane.
What about before that? Who was it? Jack Nicholson?
Jack Nicholson is an amazing actor as well.
Yeah.
What did he do? He did that film.
He did Joker as well.
He did. I know
Yeah.
he did Joker. He's fantastic.
Yeah, I love him in Departed as well.
I haven't seen Departed.
With Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh
The
yeah,
Departed,
no, I
yeah.
have seen Departed. Yeah,
Yeah.
so good.
It's a
So
brilliant
good.
film, yeah.
So good.
100%.
Yeah, he's definitely one of my favourite actors. If I could choose a man to play me, it would be Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. That's funny stuff. But can you read through a scene from the script? We can have a drink first because I know you answered a lot of very, very bad in the book. Do you know the lines? Oh, you do? Okay, that's
Yeah, I've got
that's
script
good.
here as well though.
Look at you, on point.
I own a printer.
You're in the printer, that's funny.
It's literally the most.
I got an old school
printer.
printer.
Do you?
Old school printer. A friend of mine gave it to me. It's old, it's big. It's like, not like the old printer, it's
No,
massive.
is it one of those big?
Yeah, it's big, yeah.
I love it.
And it's weird, but the ink still costs like £40 for the ink. And I'm thinking, why does the ink still cost £40? It's old, I hope. The ink still costs £40 for the printer.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm saying. It's
insane.
It's crazy as hell.
I think that's
I've been trying to give it to people. Like, people come and see me and I'm like, you want a printer?
Do you want to take it away? Take
Like,
it
yeah, when I
away.
show it to them, they're like, what the fuck is that? Nigga, I'm not traveling with that.
Probably don't have a bloody truck to haul it away with.
To move it is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, jokes. Whenever you're ready, cameraman.
Yeah, it's already recording.
Oh, is it? I didn't even know it was whenever you're ready then.
Okay. Are you going to be reading the lines with me?
Go on, Mr. Actor.
No.
Huh?
I thought that usually I let the cameraman do the lines, you know. But before, have you got the lines?
Yeah, got
Okay,
it.
that's good. You can go back and forth then. Good. See, someone's on point now. You scared me then, and my heart jumped out me. Do you want to read the lines with me? I was scared I got. I was like,
Come on, get your hands on
you know.
Airplane mode for everything.
Yeah.
See, I never do that. I should do that.
I hate going on my phone.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it just pops up with messages, especially WhatsApp. WhatsApp is the one. Wait, that stops phone calls too, though.
Yeah,
well,
stops everything.
yeah, nah, I
You
can't
need to
do
go
it.
on do not disturb mode.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Because on do not disturb, if someone calls you twice, then it rings a second time.
Okay.
So like if it's really an emergency.
Go on.
Hey,
Wait,
ladies.
you sound too much like a man.
I said let me do my normal
No,
voice.
say the feminine.
Okay.
Feminine voice.
Hey, ladies.
We were here from 7 a.m. Hey, ladies! We were here from 7 a.m. Now it's 10 a.m. Sorry. No, don't be. You haven't missed anything. Oh, how many people were here? Like over 300. They must have camped outside. I hope the author is still in there. I bet you do. It's not like that. I found him on Instagram. I was going to message him, but I thought to save it until I met him in person.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, like you've been brilliant, Nancy. No, thank you. Need some more hand sanitizer with that as well. You've been very, very brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
It's been a pleasure meeting you.
It's been a pleasure meeting you as well.
We'll let you know by phone call if you get the part.
Yeah, amazing. Please do.
Are you also open to be somebody else?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Whatever. I'm down.